What's up, agents? Welcome back to another God-tier Pestilence PvP build. Today, I've got something special for all of you who enjoy bullying other players in conflict, but still want a setup that actually works in PvE when you feel like taking a break from slapping agents around. This build is designed for PvP first, but it transitions beautifully into solo and group heroic content if you want to warm up, farm, or just make NPCs miserable. Think of it as a 2-in-1 plague dispenser. It hits hard and it punishes anyone who forgets how the Pestilence works. We're talking 130k LMG damage plus damage over time, with damage to armor and damage to targets out of cover while sitting at 1.6 million armor, 858k health, and great survivability from armor regeneration and a few other perks. I will talk about the synergy of the pieces in the build breakdown at the end. Before we dive into the details, here's a quick overview of what the loadout looks like. We're running my all-time favorite, the Pestilence, paired with 3 pieces of Ceska, 2 pieces of Gila Guard, and the best-in-slot Contractor's gloves. If you enjoy this type of build or want to see more variations, feel free to hit that like button and subscribe. It helps way more than people realize. And as always, let me know in the comments if you've tried this setup yourself or what you would tweak. I always love seeing the creative versions you guys come up with. Alright, let's talk numbers. The Pestilence starts at around 101k base damage, supported by 110% LMG damage and another 20% weapon damage from Obliterate on our chest piece. We're hitting the sweet spot with 60% crit chance and 128% crit damage once everything is maxed out. But honestly, the real hero here is the damage over time. We also have 14% damage to armor, 12% damage to targets out of cover, while sitting at 1.6 million armor, 858k health, 30% hazard protection, and 260k health on kill, with steady armor regeneration thanks to our backpack. One of the best things about this setup is that it runs completely without seasonal modifiers in PvE. That means you can plug it into any new season, adjust a few perks or talents if needed, and immediately get results. As mentioned, this build originally was made for PvP, but it does work in PvE as well. In heroic difficulty, Pestilence absolutely melts red bars and chews through tanks faster than most players expect. I wouldn't walk into a master or legendary mission with it unless you really trust your team, but for anything below that, it performs beautifully. The purpose of this build is simple: hit hard, kill fast, spread the plague, and survive long enough to watch the stacks jump across the room or onto the next agent. And the best part is that you can customize it in different ways without breaking its core identity. Let's finish this round of conflict before we jump into the details.
Keep up. They're about to get pulled out.
Hostile defender drone detected. Hostile stinger hive detected. Agent down.
A specialization supply drop has been arranged for you.
An agent needs assistance. Vital signs critical. Agent out of action. Agent vital signs 0. Hostile seeker mine detected. Medical assistance needed.
run out of reinforcements.
Hostile hive detected. Serious trauma detected. An agent needs assistance. Hostile Stinger hive detected.
You're running low on reinforcements.
Boost about to activate.
You won. Well done.
Alright, here are the details of the build. The specialization we're running is Firewall, mostly for the boosted medkit, the 30% health on kill, and of course, max out your LMG damage node. There is no reason not to take free damage. Our primary weapon is the Exotic Pestilence, rolled with damage to armor and damage to targets out of cover, and carrying its signature talent, Plague of the Outcasts. You shoot, you apply the debuff, the stacks build up, someone dies, and then the stacks instantly teleport to the next unlucky soul nearby. In PvP, this creates constant pressure, and in PvE, it lets you clear rooms by hurting one target really badly and letting the game do the rest for you. The secondary weapon is the Tactical MK16, rolled for damage to targets out of cover and measured. Honestly, I only use it because I loved this weapon back in Division 1. Use whatever you're comfortable with, because you'll barely ever switch off Pestilence anyway. For the sidearm, I'm running the backup boomstick because it's extremely fun, but I've also been testing the new quick-step pistol for the movement speed bonus, which is surprisingly good in PvP rotations. Now let's talk about the gear, starting with the backpack. The name Ceska Devil's Due with Perfect Clutch. This item is insane in PvP and easily one of my top 3 backpacks in the entire game. Perfect Clutch repairs 2.5% of your missing armor when you're under 20% armor, and landing critical hits. And that's exactly why we stack high health on this build. It gives you the buffer you need to safely enter that danger zone where Clutch starts doing its magic. Combine that with the fact that we're running 2 red cores and every kill gives us 6 seconds of armor repair. It turns every fight into a loop of sustain, damage, and regeneration. And if you play it right, you feel almost impossible to kill. Since we're running 3 total pieces of Ceska, we get 8% crit chance, 20% hazard protection, and 90% health. If you don't have the Devil's Due yet, you can get it from the DZ, named in conflict caches, or farm for the blueprint. In the meantime, you could run a regular Ceska with Clutch, but I highly recommend going for Perfect Clutch. The second piece of Ceska is the Mask, roll to armor, crit damage, crit chance, and a crit damage mod. The holster is the third piece of Ceska, with the same rolls, armor, and double crits. The 2 Gila Guard pieces we are using give us 5% total armor and another 60% health, which feeds perfectly into the Clutch synergy. The knee pads are rolled with armor and double crits. The chest piece is the second Gila item and carries Obliterate. This talent is basically the engine of the build, giving us up to 20% weapon damage after landing critical hits. It's perfect, because crits boost our armor regeneration and weapon damage, which then boosts our Pestilence ticks indirectly. And finally, we have the Contractor's Gloves, best in slot for LMGs, and honestly, for almost any hybrid DPS tank setup. 10% LMG damage, 8% damage to armor, and roll to weapon damage and crit damage. There isn't a single alternative glove that comes close. For skills, I'm running the Stinger Hive and the Explosive Seeker Mine. These apply pressure, finish low targets, and force movement in PvP. but depending on your playstyle, you can experiment with a defender drone, foam launcher, or any other skill you prefer. And that's the full breakdown, agents. I hope you enjoy this setup as much as I do. It's steady, reliable, devastating in PvP, and surprisingly strong in everyday PvE. It works every season without relying on modifiers, and the synergy between armor, health, crits, and damage over time makes it one of the most fun Pestilence builds I've used in a while. Let me know in the comments if you've tried it and what you'd tweak. I always love seeing your versions of these setups. Thanks a lot for watching and for supporting the channel. It really means a lot. You can check out my build guide playlist popping up on screen right now, or jump straight into the next video on the right. Stay safe out there, have fun, and I'll see you in the next one, agents.